Hello, 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 everybody. Thank you for coming and welcome to GQUAT Family Reunion Buzz. Hello, Unbiased LLC, K. Renee's Garden. You were the early birds here today. Yankee Sister Homestead, mi hermana. Veinte, gracias, gracias. K. Renee's Garden, bright and early. Thank you. Hand pink waving, everybody. Cheryl Faulkner. Hello, Auntie Ellen in chat. Mike's Chaotic Gardening. Hello, everyone. Please hit the like button on the way in. And everybody's saying hello. You know, you guys, the last time I went live, what was that, Saturday? I asked you to share it out because I found that a lot of people, hello, Miss Ellen, Campbell's Creation Learning to Quilt and Sew, one of my quilting friends. And I asked you to share the live out. I got more views than I've ever gotten. And I found out that a lot of people are not getting the notifications. I'm not even getting notifications to my own channel. How about that one? And the a few people shared it out, and oh my goodness, it really helped the algorithms. It really did. So, how's everybody doing? We finally got some rain here in Connecticut. Yankee Sister gets rain up there against the mountains. It comes down, and that section. Hello, can't stop, but love mowing and cruising. I've been watching you mowing your grass, lowering the rate, all everything. I was in the bushes this morning when you were driving. Then I had to go do my little PT and exercises. So, how's the weather where you guys are? Yankee Sister, is it raining over your house? We needed some rain. I went out this morning and fertilized my garden. I'm trying to use, hello, Maria Graham, Bouger Prepper. Had a ball last night on Wind Down Wednesday with you guys. So funny. So funny. Even though I do wake up late, I uh, I have to take a nap in the evening. Yankee Sister says, yes, it's raining now. It's sprinkling here, but no real rain. We actually need some. Yes. So I'm going to see if I can pull up the YouTube chat right about now. Oh, guess what? Guess what happened, you guys? You notice anything different about my phone? Yep, the other one died. It had been dying. It was a lemon. Has anybody ever bought a car that was a lemon or something that gave you a fit all the time? That other phone gave me a fit all the time. And since I paid for the, what is it, the extended warranty care on the iMac, on the MacBook, on the iPad, on the iPhone, I was just determined I wasn't spending any more thousands on warranties and whatnot. So, but what did I do that for? Oh my goodness, that phone was nothing but trouble. Hi, Sissy Joanne Stevens. Thank you for coming. Welcome aboard, everybody. For those of you who are new, I welcome you. Thanks for coming. Please hit the like button, give a thumbs up for new visitors. I appreciate all of you who have been here all along. I think I've had the channel about a year, but I didn't go live until my birthday, November 13th, for the first time. Hey, Auntie Bev Jones. Thank you for coming and welcome. I've been watching you today on TV trying to figure out how to work this new phone. I accidentally but FaceTime my granddaughter this morning, and she said, "Nana, why do you have your lipstick on?" Because I was going out to my garden and I looked a hot mess with that bandana on. I had to do something to like bring myself up to, so I wasn't looking like, um, I needed some help. But it is what it is. And I'm still trying to see if YouTube will let me pull up the chat because you guys are so far ahead of where StreamYard is. But it still hasn't shown me that I'm live yet. So let's just keep it moving. Cheryl Faulkner, don't know if I said hello yet, my sister. Thank you for coming and welcome aboard the GQUAT reunion bus. Oh, speaking of new equipment, I usually try to save up and pay cash to buy things, but this phone did not allow that. What it would do, and it's not really a safe thing, it would just go completely black. I didn't have any GPS. I couldn't dial if I needed medical care. I couldn't dial 911. And I don't have a landline phone anymore. It just happens that I have that life alert thingy, but the transponder broke from the lanyard. They're sending me another one of those. So that was my backup. My phone is my backup. That is the one place I want to be, my garden self. Yes, I enjoyed that. I was out there this morning trying to think about what I'm doing for the fall. Time for that phone to go. It's gone. It's gone. And so is my credit card. Welcome my new iPhone 14 Plus, and which means I need to open my mail because I was not buying. I was the first one at the Apple store downtown near Yale yesterday to make sure that I would be the first in line. I was tired of talking to people on the phone. I was tired of talking to my carrier. I basically knew how much a new iPhone is, and I use an iPhone because the whole family is on FaceTime. I think I was the very last person in the family. Even the kids had, some kind of an iPhone, and we FaceTime with my mom. So we have family FaceTimes. Everybody gets on. We have birthday parties where everybody calls in, sings. We see each other's faces. Hello, Martika. Thank you for coming and welcome. I, Barb Brownlee, if I didn't say it already. So let me go to my mail. I went to my P.O. box today. No, whenever I went, and I had a gift from, let me see. I know I got it from, Ty Lily. And what it is a bandana neck coolie. So what you do is you soak this in warm water or cool water. And you know how I had that raunchy washcloth on my neck, or I do in the garden? You soak this in warm or cold water and put it around your neck. It has crystals in it and it keeps you cool. And it says that put it in put your coolie in a bowl of lukewarm water to soak for 10 minutes. Cold water will take longer to absorb. So I have my new personal AC when I go in the garden. I can't wait to use it. I can't wait to use it. And it's a nice paisley, gardeny spring color. I like this a lot. Then a couple weeks ago,
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
Oh no, you didn't. No, sir, you need to hang up. That's what you need to do. Nobody's even talking here behind. What happened? See that, you guys? Artificial intelligence. Ain't nobody talking to her. Ain't nobody talking to her. When you're trying to get something, you can't find her. So it looks like it still won't let me in see my chat. Oh, but you know what? When you get a new phone, you're listening to me. You know, no, mommy, I wasn't thinking up any cuss words. Oh, Siri, I know some of you have heard this story before. My granddaughter told, who's a grown woman, said one day, Siri, call Nana, because I was going to get my hair braided, right? And Siri said, call Nana? I don't know. I don't even know you, Nana. As a matter of fact, I don't know who you are. You need to go in and program your phone so that I recognize you. Don't be telling me to call your Nana. So Sharita said something smart. So Siri's like, you don't have to get rude. Sharita was like, Nana, 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 Nana. But I don't know. She's doing what she wants to do. And on top of it, I have to, because I have the double whatever security system, I have to sign in for my bank account. I have to sign in for my Cash App. I have to re sign in for PayPal. Oh my gosh. Siri, oh man, she needs to find something soft to play with. I'm not it. I'm sick of her. She, oh, and then um, I was telling you, I called Apple to find out the price, the base price of this phone. So I knew what it was, but I wanted to buy one that was unlocked because I just did. I don't want, I'm not going to be a sharecropper on my own phone paying for it. And then it's telling me what I can and cannot do. So I put it on a credit card. But when I get to the store, no, first I called Apple and they're asking me my social security number, my this, that, and whatever. So I did that. Then they said to get my old phone, I could get a trade in. I'm like, a trade in for red dot time Yankee sister. Exactly. Exactly. And and I'm like, Miss, I only want to know what the bottom line is, what the price is for the phone. Trying not to be rude. But I was in the borderline crossing over from PTSD to anger management again. But anyway, we go through all this, and at the very end, they say, well, you get the $200 credit, but the some kind of way they give you, yes, they ask you for your whole life history unbiased. I know that you just went through some phone drama with yours. So then they said, well, to be honest, T-Mobile, your carrier, has a better deal. After talking to them for a whole freaking hour, an hour. So they transfer me over to T-Mobile. Again, I had to go. I said, Miss, I only want to know how much the phone is. So they're saying, well, we can give you $200 credit. And then the phones, first they said it was $800 credit. Then it somehow ended up at 300, where they give you 200 immediately towards the purchase of the new phone, but they give you $100 over a year, where they give you a credit $6 a month. You know what they could do with that credit, $6 a month? And I just said, no, thank you. No, thank you. Um, that's what credit card is for. Oh, Cheryl Faulkner, that was the second hour. The second hour. So I said, and then I could watch you guys on TV, but I couldn't chat. I couldn't do anything. I usually do that on my phone. It was just eye crack. Exactly. But like I said, the reason I do it, they keep track of. Hello, Marie Scrappy Creations. Thank you for coming and welcome. I was watching you making your new journals. What a neat idea. You guys, Marie Scrappy Creation is a a content creator, and she was making journals. Some of you have seen my journals with the composition book. I don't have any over here right now, but I make them for gifts. But she has a new invention. I put um, I put the pen pockets and the page holders. She puts bigger pockets on hers, and it's real interesting. It's real interesting. If you guys get a chance, go over there. Unbiased is doing was doing a series on Tuesday on running a craft business for those of you who are thinking about doing a craft business. So, moving right along, speaking about my issues with modern technology, I have all these devices that my family mostly gifted me when I had some health issues. I moved over here alone. So I have these devices, all this eye crack, as as Bouger says, and don't know how to use any of the crack. Don't even have a pipe or a lighter to light up. I don't even know what's up. So what this unboxing, oh no, I was not buying an Apple crack phone case. So I went right on Amazon and got one. You guys know I drop things 50 times an hour. 50 times an hour. I said, no, she is not driving her new paid for. No, this is not. No, what the heck is this? Oh, you know what this is? This is not my case. Speaking of the devil, this is my new national GPS health monitor. So I just told you the other one broke, but this one is national. And you know what about this one? It's not charged. Sometimes it's charged a little bit, but this thing broke off of it. What it does, it's like one of those help me, I've fallen and I can't get up. And this one is bigger than my other one. I'm going to find out about that because I have enough stuff hanging on my neck. But what it does, this one is international and it has an automatic fall sensor. Like sometimes if I go in the bedroom and I take it and I put it on the bed too hard, it will call me and said, "Hi, are you okay? Did you fall? Do you need anything? Are you in a safe place? Can you verify where you live? Blah, blah, blah." It's good to have in the garden. I know Gigi's working out and working and listening. Good for you. Thank you, Gigi. I know your situation. And you guys, my new membership club is called Friends and Family. And those whose names are showing up in green are the new members to the club. And it's $1.99. And it will help me create new content and get some new supplies. I'm way behind. That's why you always see me with this one view or walking around with my MacBook. So I was on sifting some soil the other night and they had this Oki cam. So this Oki cam is supposed to do something to give you more views. Then a subscriber wrote in and asked me to do an unboxing live. But I will show you guys what it is. Well, wait a minute then, Gigi says. So, but I think because it looks like a lot of little parts, I think I will do it and then show it to you guys because I don't want to be looking for these things all over the floor. All over the floor. And time, she's flying. So, boy, this is a big mail haul. Then, remember we were making the postcards, hashtag fabric postcards 2023. So just to show you guys what they look like, I bought some of the official sleeves to put the postcards in for mailing. When you have the fabric postcards, you get them hand stamped and you put them in the mail. But I'm like, this is no better than the sandwich bags. At least the sandwich bags had a bigger flap. You still have to scotch tape these or put something over the end to keep it from falling out. But guess what? Clearly it says 100 sleeves. I get the package and I'm like, I didn't even open the top. The side is already open. And I go and count. There's 8 stinking sleeves in there. 8. 8. So I called Amazon and they're like, well, we can do a refund. You need to mail it back. I said, Miss, no, you don't get it. I'm disabled, senior citizen. I'm not mailing anything. That's why I have Amazon. That's why I go to PTSD counseling every Tuesday, because I can't take the spit. And yeah, you did, Joey Gigi. Thank you. So said, look, you sent me 8. All I'm asking you is to frickin' send me the other 92. Just do that. I'm not sending anything back. I am not sending anything back. You send me my 92 that I already paid for. So I must have been talking to somebody in Indonesia. He, she, whoever was upset. And they put me on hold and they came back and apologized for taking so long. I know they could hear me talking trash talking in the background and sea walking. I said, we're getting ready to have a brawl right here, an intercontinental brawl about this thing. They took and I said, sir, these things are not even $10. Why am I going through all this to send them back? I'm not doing jack. Send me my 92 I already paid for. Will not pass go. Will not collect $200. I'm not doing jack. Do you understand that? I am in counseling. Marie says, I'm still here. They look familiar to the ones you use for your postcards. I already have them, Marie. Thank you. I've ordered them. They shorted me. The package is open, and these probably are the exact same ones you ordered. They just need to send me the rest of my order instead of this open package with them already slipped out, I guess, on the conveyor belt at the Amazon facility. But thank you very much. Very much. So I'm like, I've got sandwich bags in there for free that I get from Costco by the gross. So anyway, moving right along. So is anybody working on any arts and crafts? And somebody had their hands in the wrong. Yep. Thank you for coming. Hi, Crafty Leo. You're not late. And I've been watching you doing everything, but as they said, my phone was illing, and I had to get a new one. I clicked the hands up, everybody, but I couldn't do any chatting. I'm behind in my email. Um, 10, the Educated Natural. I didn't send your package out. I was busy trying to get my technology going, but I will. I'm going to the post office tomorrow and I will be sending. Oh, Crafty Leo is a member, as you guys see. Thank you for coming and welcome, welcome, welcome. Well, I have some exciting things to show you. Oh, and for those of you who are here on the replay, please, I have the free version of StreamYard, so it's not saved. Please leave a comment so that I'll know that you were here, and I will be sure to come and visit you. Oh, Marie Scrappy Creations, how's the weather up there where you are? Are you getting some rain? So I will go over to my work area because I want to show you something exciting. Well, everything is exciting to me. I stay here. I go do my errands, go do my shopping, do my garden and everything. Then I go hide by myself until it's time to go live, or I talk to my family. Oh, you're welcome. Oh, you're crocheting dishcloths? I love crocheted dishcloths. They're much faster than the knitted ones. I make the knitted ones too. She made a new ironing board cover and worked on a new notebook cover. I have 2 notebook covers cut out over there in purple because I have 4 family birthdays My great granddaughter's is August 26th. My mother's birthday is September 1st. My brother's is September 9th. My grandson is September 21st. And Maria Graham, of course, let me know when hers is. No crafting today, just jarring up dehydrated herbs. Well, I'm going to show you something in a minute, Yankee Sister, because I have my favorite machine. Oh, speaking of my favorite machine, I did some practice sewing today. This is an old bag, and somebody gave it to me. Who throws away Prada bags, even no matter how old they are? This one is leather, and it was just like worn in the covers. My little singer featherweight sewed this corner like nothing. I didn't see the other one, so I got her out. She's a little something, but she can sew through anything. Oh, Boucher Prepper put some jute twine on a flower pot saucer you use as a centerpiece on the kitchen island. You guys, Boucher Prepper doesn't talk about it often, but she's a crafter. She does a lot of things. Maria Graham is canning red tomato sauce today. I wish I had enough tomatoes to make a sauce. The only way I'll be able to make some is if I get some from the farmer's market. So, let's go over and talk about some things. And by the way, those of you who are new, garden quilt in our traditions is what GQUAT stands for. And the 8 generations I have been alive, we garden, cook from scratch. We do the home traditional arts, fine arts, DIY. I did a big DIY project, you guys, because I want to introduce you, for those of you who are new, this is Bessie. This is my antique Singer featherweight machine. And oh, by the way, and those of you who crochet, one of the ladies in my volunteer arts and craft class, I had her make me about 10 of these. They sell these on Etsy for about $5 or more, and it's a spool pin doily. It's just something that looks cute on your sewing machine, and it keeps the thread from turning around and scratching your antique machines. Well, Bessie was born in 1948, and she's the same age as me. She's 75 years old. Oh, I want to talk to you guys about sewing machines, those of you who have sewing machines. And I'll tell you a little bit about the history of the industrial age. In the 1800s, the sewing machine was invented, and that revolutionized everything. Cotton, during slavery, clothes could be made quickly. It just industrialized the entire clothing industry. And these machines were built to last 100 years. Everything in this machine is metal, and you can pick it up with one hand. This little machine goes with me everywhere. I have a little case that it goes in. The case is not as big as my MacBook in circumference, and it fits right under your plane seat, on the train, wherever you're going. Unbiased, that's a beautiful sewing machine. You guys Google a featherweight, and people see them in these cruddy old black cases, and you can find them sometimes in Goodwill for $18 for nothing and bid on them. You find them on the side of the road. She's sort of like Ida. Ida is a Spartan, which is also made by Singer, but it's the English version of it. What's different about your Ida, Yankee Sister, is that she doesn't have this little light on here. And for those of you who have one or have a vintage sewing machine, take it to the sewing machine shop and have an LED light put on it. Why? Because number one, it saves electricity. Number two, it's much brighter and it does not get hot. Like sometimes, like over the years, I've had this one for 25 years. I kind of sort of inherited it from an adopted aunt, and she was selling it to raise money for taxes, but she wasn't. This one wasn't running. So what I did, I wasn't going to the sewing machine shop. There is a shop called the Featherweight Shop, and it's spelled SHOPPE. And if you've got one of those antique machines, you look up the model number and it has tutorials on how to fix it. So, yes, Auntie DIY Mechanic went on there and I learned how to take the plate off of it, this silver plate down here, and take the bobbin assembly, which is the casing that the bobbin goes in. This is the bobbin for a featherweight. And if you ever get one, be sure and take the bobbin out if you leave it for servicing. Did you hear that little click? When you push the bobbin in, it's not all the way seated until it makes that click. But I had to take this plate off on the top and take it out, clean it out with some needle nose pliers, and then the trick to it was there's a little slot up in here, a little slot that the lever has to fit in. I had to jimmy it up in there and to get it to fit, but she's working now. Then I had to put a few drops of oil on her, and there's a little drop of oil that goes inside the bobbin case. Inside the bobbin case. But what I want to tell you about American machines, like you get the Jukies or the Elnas or any of the foreign ones, it'll say, "Oh, I set my stitch length at 2.5 or 3.0." What that means is that I think it's millimeters. The website, Rachel, is Featherweight, FEATHERWEIGHT shop, and it's spelled the old English way, SHOPPE. And I know that you were saying about one of your vintage machines that you got, you need to replace the feed dogs. So I took this whole assembly out. What's different about this featherweight sewing machine, you see how it has this flat edge here and the round edge here? It's the only machine in the world that was ever made where the needle, I'll show you a sewing machine needle up close, just so that you guys know. This is like sewing 101. You see how this side is flat and this side is round? Well, what happens is this round side, if you stick your fingernail in there, I bet you never did that, Rachel. If you stick your fingernail in there, there's a little channel that guides the thread up in there. So when the machine goes up and down, it goes smoothly and it doesn't break. It doesn't have to be a featherweight barb. The Singer, I learned how to sew on a Singer in like the 1960s. And the same way that I learned to thread the machine is the same way that every Singer machine that I've ever had threads the same way. It has an armrest. What do you call this thing, Yankee Sister? This uh This is not an extension. This is just the way that it's made. And this one is made like this because remember I told you how the little short box? Actually, I'll get the box to show you. Because just a second. You see these old cruddy boxes, and sometimes they smell horribly because they're made with horsehair glue. Well, I had this one refinished. They took this black, it's like a naugahyde off, and sanded it down, refinished the wood, put new hardware on it. And guess what happened? UPS did something and cracked it. All that work for nothing. I have the pieces. I'm going to do a DIY someday. Some of you guys who are into woodcrafts, I have the part for it, and you can see how well it's made. You know those old dresser drawers where the wooden pieces fit together and they're glued. So I'm going to I'm going to fit this in and put the wood glue in just so that I have it for presentation. But then the guy, you see, it just fits right back in there. You can see it. But if I put the wood glue on and some clamps, it might hold just for historic purposes as an antique. But the guy felt so bad, he handmade me another wooden one that are the exact same dimensions, new hardware, everything. You guys, you see me sweating, right? I need a new wall air conditioner, and but did I go get it? No, I went and bought a stupid phone. It will repair nicely. I think it will too, Mike. I think it will too. Plus, like I'm a DIYer. One thing more I want to show you. Kay Renee said something about you have a Husqvarna. I that's a good machine too. I like those. I I I I may or may not have a few more machines around here. I used to collect vintage sewing machines. Before I downsized, I had 35 of them. Now I'm down to 5, and I do use all of them. Hey, Nikki, the everyday life of an OCD-ish chick. Thank you for coming. I'm glistening, Mike. I'm glistening. Yes, G Mama. So, one of the other things I want to tell you about these vintage sewing machines, Yankee Sister, K Renee. I don't know if you were here when I talked about keeping a dollar bill near your sewing machine and a dime, because when you wanted to take your needle out, and these little screwdrivers, even the short ones that are made for sewing machines, these are awkward. You use a dime instead of even a sewing machine screwdriver to loosen different screw nuts, and they don't scratch your machine. You can scratch your machine with these. But what I want to show you about the dollar, those machines, trying to see what part you guys are seeing, catch the light. The machines that have rollers where the thread goes through, this is what you use. Like you floss your teeth, you use a dollar bill. It's not paper, it's cloth, and that's how you clean the old oil and lint out of there. For those of you who have the old sewing machines, one more little housekeeping item I want to show you. This, you guys, is a walking foot. This one is specifically for a Singer sewing machine. And what it does is instead of a presser foot, you take the presser foot, the metal presser foot that's on there off, and you attach this. I'll show you when I'm actually getting ready to use it. And what this does is just what it says. It looks like a little foot. It picks up this little thingy. When the machine goes forward, it picks this up and moves the fabric forward so that it doesn't get bunched up and you get those wrinkles underneath your sewing. And you use this when you're sewing thick items, jeans. You do have to use a jean heavy duty needle, like a 16 or 18 or something like that. So I also, most of the time you're quilting, you use a 1/4 inch foot. This all quarter inch feet are not the same, and they're not a 1/4 inch. They're not a 1/4 inch. You have to calibrate yours yourself. There is a small, for those of you who sew, there's a small device. Oh, those of you who hand sew also, these are needles. These are non-threading needles. These, you thread them by just dropping the thread down into the top, and you never have to put the thread through an eye. And I ordered these for large eye needles. So they're really, these are the large eye ones. These are for people who are vision impaired or have a hard time sewing or just making something thick. Somebody said, Miss Linda, that might be Tina, the New Orleans gardener. I can't see you, but if you're here, welcome, my sister, and thank you. I've been watching you working out in your garden. So, what the next thing I want to show you is there's a little device that you use. I won't get it out now because I want to show you something else. But you calibrate it. You put the hole of the needle on it, and it'll tell you where a 1/4 inch is on your actual sewing machine. Something else I have for those of you who want to make art quilts. This I got from the featherweight shop, Unbiased and Yankee Sister, and this is an embroidery foot. This will allow me to sew in circles, up, down, around, and it's especially made for this little featherweight machine. I actually have two of them here. I have a cute little blue one too, but she's fancy, and she was born in 1948 as well. I bought it for myself for a birthday gift a couple of years ago. Why? I don't know. I just wanted to. Unbiased, I don't know if I showed you this. This is a stiletto for those of you who sew, and for sewing circles and getting under there without your finger getting too close. And it's what's different about this and a chopstick is look how far, how thin it goes. You can really push whatever you're sewing pretty far back and keep your hand away. Crafty Leo, thank you. This is my favorite machine in life to sew on. I've been sewing on this particular one for about 25 years. I have another machine that I got for a graduation present in high school. My sister Joanne got one identical that my parents bought us both one. And you might want to keep a little, this is a lighted, oops, sorry, I don't want to blind you guys. A lighted one for when you're trying to thread the needle. The last time I was sewing on one of those computerized machines and it was making a funny noise, you guys. I don't know if you remember that last week, those of you who were here. You know what? The machine didn't do anything wrong. I did, because the machine has like 100 stitches, and the stitch for zigzagging is 04. Hey, Brampton Gardner, thank you for coming and welcome. Hola, Lorraine T, thank you for coming. Buenos dias, buenas tardes. And oh boy, I forgot what I was saying. So, something about the machine. I'm going to sew in a minute. Yeah, but what I wanted to show you, this is what parchment paper looks like when I'm ironing on the ironing board to protect the ironing board. When I'm using heat and bond, this is what I put on top of the ironing board and on top of the fabric as well. I'll show you what I mean. I made a tiny pressing board for my postcards, and it's an 8x10 piece of, what do you call it, painting canvas. And it's not stretched, and I put 2 layers of cotton batting on it. But when I'm ironing, to make sure that glue doesn't stick on anything, I put it, whoa, I put it flat, put whenever I'm ironing in here, glue, sticky, whatever, close this, then iron on top, then open it. But just mind you, this will be very, very hot. Those of you who do sublimation, you know how hot some of those pieces are. I see you guys using tongs and whatnot to open it. This machine is so cute, you guys. It even came with like the original oil can, but I'm not using any 75-year-old oil in my machine. You guys, use clear oil also, not the oil that they use in cars or other things. Make sure it says sewing machine oil. The abbreviation is SMO. Sewing machine oil, you can get it from anywhere, Amazon, Walmart, but keep your machine cleaned and oiled. So, boy, I have so much to tell you. Okay, so now, excuse me, Miss Bessie, I want to talk about the art quilt that I'm working on. See why I love this little machine, this little powerful machine. And Yankee Sister, the reason this goes up and down is because it fits down in that tiny little box, and this flips up so that it doesn't take much space. So these are the templates I made the last week to make something. The dragonfly is going to be a little bit too big, I think, for this project. I'm going to size it down, make a photocopy of it, and just make it smaller. And this, for those of you who are new, is an art quilt I'm working on. And it has a lot of original handmade pieces of fabric that came from different places around the world. I will hold it up so that you can kind of see it and see where we're going next. So this piece in the middle was a piece of hand embroidery. Then I sewed these other 2 pieces. I'm putting it real close so that you can see. Those are hand beaded pieces of fabric. The fabric on the top is something called shwe shwe. It's from South Africa, and it's a government endorsed antique fabric that, if it's authentic, it's stamped with almost like a meat mark that says South Africa. But anyway, it was gifted to me for, all of these fabrics were gifts. It wasn't a lot, just little pieces. the people know that I like to create art quilts. So, what I decided the next step will be, I made this little hand star. Why? Because I don't want it, hey, Tracy, passionately intrigued arts. I don't want it, I want it to look like an original piece of art, not something that was hand copied from, a computer download. I want to show that it was handmade. And what I'm going to do is take that little silver fabric that I have, this, I'm going to trace it out in the middle. And I think I will put that right here in this hut. It looks like an African hut to me. So I think what I'm going to call this is, it takes a village. It takes a village. So what I'm going to do, I took some African fabrics just because it looked like a village hut to me, and I took some fabrics, I pre-cut them in half, and I'm going to put them on here like a roof, like this. I'm not sure how many it will take. Maybe. So this is the process of auditioning fabrics. I'm going to pull them down some so that you can see them better. So this one was kind of a zebra fabric. I hated to cut the zebra's face up, but I also wanted to use as many different authentic African fabrics as possible. So what I'm going to do is sew these together so that they fit in this corner. I don't like those two together. And maybe like that. So, what do you think about that? So, I will pin these together. Oh, I have this one. I like this one better. It has more texture. So, I'm going to. Can you guys see the selection of like the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fabrics? If I need more, I have them. Then across the bottom, that this would be like the base of this hut, will be this fabric. Then I picked out some more. You love how I mix and match fabrics along with the designs. Well, an original Crazy Quilt had so many fabrics, but I wanted this to be a modern version. I don't want just everything. And these fabrics are too nice to just like have clutter. In art, for me, in quilting, you need some place for the eye to rest so that you have somewhere to like not be so distracted. It's like wearing plaids and stripes together at the same time. So I thought, where's my hand? Oh, so I thought I'd take this fabric with the little heart, the adinkra heart on it, and put this one here. I actually wanted this one to be in the middle. I'll figure out exactly where I'm going to cut it. But I'm going to put that one there. And I'm going to put some others on either side. I don't know if I'm going to use you or not. And then this, I actually like, this is a different zebra pattern. Just because I like Coco Pelli, Coco Pelli's not an African fabric. It's a Southwestern American fabric, so I'm going to put him there. And maybe just to have a bit of color. No, I don't like you there. I don't like you there. Maybe I'll put that one there. Yeah, I like that. So, what do you guys think about that? Do you guys like it? So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew these together. I'm going to sew these together. So, I'm going to put this zebra. Actually, I'm putting it this way because even though it's a little bit of the pattern, you see the zebra's face. I remember when I bought this fabric, I bought it in North Carolina at this quilt shop in the southern part of North Carolina. And this fabric was like $25 a yard. I hated spending that money, but I bought a yard of it. And because my quilt guild was having a meeting there, they gave us like X dollars off. And see, like some of the fabrics that are good fabrics, I actually had this on the wrong side. This is the right side. This is the wrong side. It's actually kind of hard to tell the difference when you buy good fabrics from international places. So I'm going to put this together and sew it. Then I'm going to put these two together. And when you're sewing fabrics, you put the right sides together so that when you open it, all the right sides will be facing outward. And I'm putting the pins down far enough that I can sew without stopping. So, hey, Sister Linda, what are you cooking? I had some shrimp today. I thought about you. Okay, so I'm going to move these fabrics over. And so this is how you design an art quilt. I'm just showing you guys how I put it together because because I oiled it. I'm making sure whenever you oil your machines, especially these old ones, Yankee Sister, I know you're starting with Miss Ida, taking her out of storage. What I'm doing now is pulling the bobbin thread up. You remember I just changed the bobbin. So I'm pulling it up. Oh, and I was telling you about the stitch length. In foreign sewing machines, you like use a 2.5 millimeter stitch length. Hello, Roxanne Sexton. Thank you for coming and welcome. But these old American machines, it actually told you how many stitches you were getting per inch. So this one, for normal sewing, not quilting or anything, it's I normally about 12 stitches per inch. If you're doing something like small, you might even take it up to 21 inches. So, you know how oh, and this is how you reverse in these old machines. When this lever's down, you're going forward. To reverse, you put it up. Yankee Sister, I'm trying to think about your machine. It might work the same way as far as backing up. And then you just sew. the little brother machine that I use that has all the decorative stitches. You notice I had a piece of like rubber underneath it or whatever to keep it from. I used to buck up and down. Unbiased. I saw you with something under yours too, so you know what I'm talking about. They buck a buck because they're lightweight and the machines can't take the gyrations. So this thing is so heavy though. It's like one of those old heavy breathing cars. It just hits the road and you can't move them. You cannot move them. Like my old Ford F-150 truck. You guys, before I moved back to Connecticut, I had a 1985 Ford F-150. Oh, I love that truck. I had these nice rims on it, an Alpine stereo. Oh, okay, so only because I forgot which order I set these out in. And when you finish sewing, you I have this one. I put the machine all the way up. All the way up. Okay. So take the pins out. There I go, Nikki and Unbiased. Me and my strings. Cut the strings. The beginning and end. Take the pins out. And I'm going to open this up just so that I can remember the order that I had them in so that I can keep sewing them. I know that one was at the end. I think I had that one there. Yeah, I did. And I put this one on the end. So just be like, I like what they call chain piecing. It's like assembly line, working on an assembly line where you just keep going and sewing things together. When I get these sewn together, I'm going to sew all of the seams in the same direction. So today is Thursday. Later on at 7 o'clock, just so that you guys know, Miss Shirley OG is going live. I think Odom, get it off your chest. I think they're going live at 9 today. Okay, so this one goes there. This one goes there. I'll do this one first. And you see how easy the 75-year-old machine sews? Oh, I know what I wanted to tell you about the sewing machines. These were made to last 100 years. The new machines, the ones that come over, they replaced all these metal joints. Every single thing in this machine is metal. Everything is metal. This thing, you can take it and soak it in kerosene. It can be rusted on the side of the road and you can refurbish it. The newer machines, I don't care if you pay $15,000 for them, which are some of the baby locks, some of the other machines, they have plastic joints in there. It's like you go get your knee replaced, right? And instead of putting titanium in there, they put a plastic knee joint in there. How long do you think that's going to last? Hello, Diversity Love, Carolyn. Thank you for coming and welcome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I'm just going to go along this. And because I'm going to be cutting the beginning and the end off, I don't have to backspace. I mean, not backspace, go back to reinforce it. You see how easy? This machine has been sewing 75 years, you guys. It's not even as loud as the other one. I just want to finish sewing this little strip together so I could show you how I'm putting this together. Because Saturday when I go live again, they'll be having the hypathon, but Oh, sorry. They'll be having the hypathon, and you guys will probably be up all night. So I'm putting this little side on here and then opening up so that you can see it. You could finger press it or use your wooden iron or whatever, but I'm going to give this a hard press with something called Best Press. Let me show you what I use for ironing my quilted pieces. And what this does, it's not sticky like starch, and it doesn't leave a white residue on your clothes. Halal says all of her machines except her Singer heavy duty are metal and made no later than the 1980s. Those are good machines. That's why I collect so many. I've got a Singer industrial machine over in the corner. I'll get to show you guys one day. So this is something called Best Press. And this is what you do when the craft stores have a 40% coupon, a 60% coupon. There's nothing like this. Some people I've heard make their own press by using vodka and something and something and something. I've never done that. To me, vodka's for drinking, for Wine Down Wednesday or whatever, but not for making stuff to put in your fabrics and whatnot. But I really like that. I used to buy it by the gallon when I had my studio and my long arm machine because I had to press like backing or whatever. And it takes 21 yards of fabric to make a king size quilt. Like people say, well, I have a queen size bed. Yes, but you don't want a quilt is made to go on the top of the bed. You want a quilt that goes down the sides like a bedspread. So for that, you have to make it larger. You have to make it larger. And for a queen size bed, you wouldn't make a quilt any smaller than a king size quilt because you don't want to turn over and your whole butt is out under the covers. And that's how it looks nice. I don't because I live in an apartment and I downsize. And even though I'm the queen, as Unbiased says, I have a full size bed. I also have an antique hospital bed. So when I get old, all they got to do is bring my nurse in and put me in my own bed. It has those old fashioned um, cranks where you roll the head up and you roll the feet up. Okay, so check this out, you guys. So this is going to look like tiles on a roof. And what I'm going to do after I press it is put it down on this side. Actually, I'm going to add more because the seams took up some more space. So what will be the next color I put over there? Maybe this, something bright. So, you guys, this is what I wanted to show you. Thank you, Crafty Leo. Hey, Miss Shirley, OG Gardner. I was just talking about you, that you will be going live at 7. You know, your sister girl, your big sister over here. Oh, my blouse matches the theme. That was just accidental. I just grabbed something quick today. Quick today. Most of my little summer blouses are in a closet over here, but the closet you can't get to because my ironing board stays over there so that I can iron on my pieces in between because now I'm going to hard press these before I do the next part. I'll probably sit here and do a couple more. But I want to say thank you. I appreciate each and every one of you. Those of you in the bushes, I appreciate you too. It counts for my time. GQUAT stands for Garden, Quilt, and Art Traditions. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Do what you love, you guys, and love what you do. Peace, love, and blessings. Mom's still in the nursing home. Hello, Mom, if you're watching this. Love you. Ego amote. So, you guys, don't forget, and I think Passionately Intrigued Arts is going on at 5:30 to do something. So, love you guys. Thank you for coming. And I'll see you at 6 on Saturday just before the chat. All right. Thank you.